My time with pen and paper RPGs was a brief one. During high school, I managed to find a group that met at a local game store. After the store shut down, the group fell apart. As short as it was, I enjoyed my time. Getting into character was always the hardest part. I enjoyed it, but roleplay was never my forte. Much more of my experience with RPGs are from video games. JRPGs, CRPGs, and WRPGs. From Final Fantasy to classic Fallout to modern Fallout. I mention this because while I have played Fallout 1, 2, Tactics, 3, New Vegas, and 4, I will not be playing Fallout 76. The simple matter is, Fallout 76 is not an RPG. Game genres are quite loose compared to movie or book genres. So what an RPG is can be up to some interpretation. The definition from Wikipedia is a game in which players assume the roles of characters in a fictional setting. Players take responsibility for acting out these roles within a narrative, either through literal acting or through a process of structured decision-making of character development. Actions taken within many games succeed or fail according to a formal system of rules and guidelines. Or simply, a game where you roleplay. This is your pen and paper RPGs and your CRPGs. Getting into character and acting out your role plays a large part of the game. This is classic Fallout 1 and 2. You take the role of the Vault Dweller or the Chosen One. What you make of your character is up to you. Are you a light shining in the darkness or just another wasteland scoundrel? Through dialogue choices and actions, you shape your character's role. 76 doesn't have that. There are no dialogue choices beyond accept quest or do not accept quest, and sometimes not even that. The quests themselves are completely linear and have little to no consequence outside of getting loot. Hell, most of the quests are endlessly repeatable. Your character exists only to accomplish tasks. What wonderful roleplay. Some of you may be thinking, hey, this so-and-so game is definitely an RPG, and it doesn't have flexible quests or dialogue choices. First, again, game genres tend to be loose and often misapplied or applied for poor reasons. What makes an RPG isn't just experience and leveling up. And, as an example, it's easier to determine if a game isn't an adventure game than the other way around. Second, I already mentioned JRPGs. Those don't really fit with the previous definition. To that end, I will utilize a secondary definition, created by an interpretation of the word role. Roleplay, like you would in improv, is more related to acting out a character. Playing a role, on the other hand, is more related to fitting into a plan, like having a character that has a class or role in combat. This is a more fitting definition for JRPGs, and more linear RPGs. What separates other games with class systems is the locking in of a class. In some shooters, the player can choose a class that limits abilities and starting weapons to those of that class. That class, however, is not permanent and can be changed from fight to fight, or even mid-fight. But even the concept of a class system is non-existent in Fallout 76. All abilities are relegated to perk cards that can be swapped out at any time and used in any combination. Even Fallout 4 made perks permanent choices that led to specialized builds. In 76, playing with friends, just select your group perk card. Friends had to leave, just swap out the group card for the Lone Wanderer card. If you play a sniper, you're only a sniper as long as you have a rifle and the rifleman card. Pick up a shotgun and you're assaulting. Medic, don't make me laugh. No hard choices, no real restrictions. Fallout 76 is not an RPG. It is the end result of the simplification of gameplay for broad appeal that all Bethesda titles have been heading towards. It is a shooter wearing the skin of a once good RPG series, banking on name recognition and lore that is increasingly stretched and retconned. Shooters should not claim to be an RPG like this. Battlefield has classes. Does that make it an RPG? Call of Duty has a leveling system. Does that make it an RPG? Crysis has a sandbox. Does that make it an RPG? Spec Ops: The Line has a way more compelling story than Fallout 76. Does that make it an RPG? By what right does Fallout 76 claim to be an RPG? I say none. I wonder if the low review scores have something to do with the conflict of genre and gameplay. Either way, I won't be wasting my money.